There were lots of very unpopular people in the Bible. Very, very unpopular people. The Romans, for example, especially the Roman soldiers. Left, right, left, right, left, right. Nobody liked them. Not at all. You see, they were the enemy. They were the invaders. They were the ones who come along and taken away the Jews' freedom. So the Jews hated them. We don't like the Romans. Not at all. No. Then there were the tax collectors. They didn't like the tax collectors either. You see, the tax collectors took the people's money and gave it to the Romans. And not only that, they'd take a little bit extra money and they kept it for themselves. So they cheated. So yes, the Jews hated them too. We don't like the tax collectors. No, we don't. But there were another group of people who were also very unpopular. But they weren't the enemy like the Romans, bossing them around. And they weren't cheats like the tax collectors, taking money that they shouldn't have taken. No, in fact, these people hadn't done anything wrong. Nothing against the Jews at all. But when they saw these people coming, they would shout, "Get away!" Or, even worse, some would even pick up stones and throw them at them. But why, we ask ourselves? Well, because they were poorly. They were ill. Surely if they're ill, then we should be kind to them and help them, not throw stones at them and shout at them. That's what you'd have thought, wouldn't you? But you see, they had a dreaded skin disease. It was probably leprosy. This meant that the skin would have become patchy. It would be very, very sore, and eventually the skin would start to flake off. It was not good. And the person would gradually get weaker and weaker and weaker. There was no cure. The people believed that if they touched a leper, or touched anything that the leper had touched, they would catch the disease too, so they were terrified of lepers. That's why they would throw stones and shout at them to go away. One day, a leper turned up, and he walked towards a crowd of people. At the front of the people was Jesus. As the people saw the leper coming towards them, they started to shout, "Get away!" Some of them probably picked up stones and were about to throw them when Jesus suddenly shouted, "No! No! But he's a leper!" Jesus left the crowd behind and started to walk towards the leper. What is he doing? Doesn't he know he could catch a leprosy too? Of course he knew, but he didn't seem to care. The leper shouted, No, stay. But if you want to, Jesus, you can make me better." Jesus did want to. Oh, I do want to. And he walked towards him. Didn't Jesus realise what could happen? He could catch a leprosy, and he would gradually get weaker and weaker too. Yes, Jesus knew. But he chose to help him. He chose to help him. He realised that this man wouldn't have been touched by another human being for a long time. In fact, all he knew was people turning him away and shouting at him. Jesus knew that he needed to be more than just healed of his leprosy, but he also needed to realise that he was important and was accepted. I could just imagine everybody going quiet. Is Jesus going to reach out? Is he going to touch him? That's exactly what he did. He reached out and he touched the man. Wow. And he said, "Be clean." At once, the leprosy left the man and he was clean. Wow, look at me. I've been healed. Yes, I think we know he's been healed. Yay. Jesus told him to go to the priest. Let him examine you, but don't tell anyone what I've done for you. But of course the man had to tell everybody. "Did I tell you? I've been healed. Hey, I've been healed." "Yes, I think you've told everybody now." "I've been healed. It's wonderful." He couldn't help himself. Jesus hadn't rejected him like other people had. Jesus had chosen to help him. You know, even if everybody else rejects you or turns away from you, remember that Jesus never turns anyone away who comes to him.